Hi, my name is Nikki Kelly, and this is one of a series of presentations to share a little bit more information with everybody about our client DWP. This one is about our top 2 client stakeholders and what we know about them. I thought I'd start by talking about what is a stakeholder. It's a term first used in 1963, and it's really for any project or organisation, someone who has a legitimate interest or stake in what they're doing. It can be vendors, employees, customers, or a member of the community. To effectively engage with a community of stakeholders, you need to firstly know who they are, you need to understand their wants and expectations, their attitude, are they supportive, neutral or opposed? And there'll be lots of them, so you need to be able to prioritise them. So finding out who your stakeholders are can be quite daunting. Here are a list of questions that if you pose those questions to do with your project, then the people that you tag against them are likely to be key stakeholders. What you next need to do is prioritise your stakeholders. Usually this is done by considering their influence or power and their level of interest and then plotting them on a grid like this. The idea is you want as many as possible on the right-hand side. Stakeholder engagement requires some careful planning, and it's basically a continuous cycle. Identify, work out how you need to engage with them to perhaps move them to a different part of the grid, monitor and review. You need to keep on monitoring and reviewing. Our current top 2 DWP stakeholders are Mayank Prakash, Director General for Digital, and Ray Long, Director Technology Platforms. Ray reports to Mayank. So why did I choose Mayank and Ray? Well, I went back to the questions, and if you look at this slide, you can see I've put some ticks where I think that Mayank and Ray are the people who would tag against those questions. Moving on, let's look a little bit closer at Mayank. So he joined DWP in November 2014, and his role is all about technology. He worked previously for Morgan Stanley and Sage UK, and he has an MBA. Note the causes in the bottom right-hand corner. What else do we know? Well, we know he's a bit of a geek. We know that he thinks reputation is important, and we also know that there's a little bit of friction or competition between DWP and HMRC. If you watch that link on YouTube, you'll hear Mayank talking about his objectives. So what quadrant is Mayank in? So he's definitely influential and powerful, but in terms of Atos and the work that we do, I think his level of interest is probably on the left-hand side. So we need to move him over to the right. What is our plan? Well, we need to get to know him better, his personal and corporate objectives, his pain points. We know it's important to him that we deliver a flawless SAP. We need to feed the geek, bring new ideas and position Atos for the future. So, thinking about Ray. So Ray joined DWP in October 2014, and his role is all about delivery. He is clearly very passionate about learning, and his previous experience has seen him be as a civil servant for his career. On this slide, I think the key thing to note is that it's important to understand the wider person. So down in the bottom corner, Ray likes running, sailing, and sadly for him, supporting Watford Football Club. So where is Ray on our quadrant? Well, I think Ray has a bit more interest from an Atos perspective, so I've got him over on the right-hand side. He clearly has a role which gives him some influence and power, but I'm not quite sure how far up in that box he is. So what is our plan for Ray? Well, it's a bit like Mayank's. We do need to get to know Ray better, understand his pain points and his objectives. We're already having bi-monthly catch-ups with him, so those need to continue. He'll want a flawless SAP too, and we need to position ourselves for the future. I hope this presentation has been useful and you've learned a little bit more about at least a couple of our stakeholders. Thank you very much for listening.